Have you ever felt the chilling gaze of something unseen, lurking just beyond the edge of your perception? I spent 20 hours digging through old missing person reports, witness statements, and local legends, and what I found will make you question everything you thought you knew about the Dogman. Prepare to confront a darkness that defies explanation. In this video, we're plunging into the abyss, where cryptid lore collides with grim reality. We're exploring whether one of the most terrifying entities ever reported, the Dogman, could be intricately linked to real-life disappearances. From chilling eyewitness accounts to inexplicable vanishings in remote, forgotten corners of the world, the evidence is far more disturbing than you might dare to imagine. This isn't just a story, it's an investigation into the shadows. We'll dissect the whispers of folklore, analyze the cold facts of missing persons cases, and speculate on the terrifying possibility that something ancient and predatory still roams our wildlands. Join us as we peel back the layers of mystery, seeking answers where only questions seem to exist. What exactly is the Dogman? Imagine a creature of nightmare, standing 7 to 10 feet tall, covered in coarse dark fur with piercing, often glowing eyes. Its most terrifying feature is its distinctly canine head, often described with a long snout, sharp teeth, and pointed ears, yet it walks upright, like a man. This bipedal wolf-like entity is a formidable and terrifying presence. Reports of this cryptid span across North America, particularly prevalent in the dense forests of Michigan, Wisconsin, and the Pacific Northwest. It's a creature of immense strength and cunning, often associated with deep woods, isolated trails, and the darkest hours of the night. Its howl is said to freeze the blood in your veins, a sound of primal terror. The Dogman isn't a modern invention. Its lineage stretches back into the mists of time, echoing through Native American legends of shapeshifters and malevolent wolfmen. Tribes spoke of skinwalkers or werewolves, long before European settlers arrived, creatures that blurred the lines between man and beast, predator and spirit. These ancient tales often warned of venturing too deep into sacred or forbidden territories, lest one encounter the territorial guardians of the wild. Early European settlers also brought their own fears of the wilderness, encountering strange tracks and unsettling howls that fueled their superstitions. The man-wolf concept, a beast that hunted humans, became a terrifying part of frontier folklore. These stories weren't just campfire tales. They were cautionary warnings, born from a deep-seated fear of the unknown dangers lurking in the untamed forests. Could these ancient fears be more than just folklore? Could they be echoes of genuine encounters with a creature that has always existed, a silent hunter adapting to the changing landscape? The persistent nature of these legends, spanning centuries and cultures, suggests a deeper truth, a primal fear rooted in something very real. The wilderness holds secrets, and some of them have teeth. Now let's turn our attention to the chilling heart of our investigation, the missing persons cases. These aren't your typical disappearances. These are cases shrouded in an unsettling silence, where conventional explanations fall short, and a pervasive sense of dread lingers. We've scoured archives, looking for patterns, for anomalies, for anything that screams not normal. Consider the case of Elias Thorne, a seasoned outdoorsman who vanished from the remote Blackwood National Forest in 1998. Elias was an expert tracker, intimately familiar with the terrain. He went for a solo hike, leaving behind a note detailing his route. Days later, search parties found his campsite undisturbed, his gear neatly packed, but Elias was gone. No struggle, no signs of a struggle, just an eerie emptiness. The only anomaly was a series of massive, unidentifiable tracks leading away from his tent, too large for any known animal, yet distinctly canine in shape. They abruptly ended at a rocky outcrop, as if the creature, and Elias, had simply ceased to exist. Then there's the unsettling disappearance of the Miller family in 2005 from their secluded cabin near the Michigan Upper Peninsula. A young couple and their two small children, gone. The cabin door was ajar, a half-eaten meal on the table, and the children's toys scattered on the floor. It looked as if they had simply walked out mid-activity, The only clue was a deep, guttural growl reported by a distant neighbor on the night they vanished, a sound that didn't belong to any animal I've ever heard. The local sheriff, a man of logic and experience, admitted he'd never seen anything like it. The sheer suddenness, the lack of any struggle, the complete absence of conventional evidence, it all points to something profoundly unsettling. Another case that haunts the records is that of Sarah Jenkins, a college student who disappeared while jogging on a rural trail in Ohio in 2012. Her phone was found on the path, still playing music, but Sarah was nowhere to be seen. There were no drag marks, no signs of a struggle, just the abandoned phone. Witnesses reported a strange, musky odor in the air that day, and one elderly resident claimed to have seen a tall, dark shadow moving with unnatural speed through the tree line just moments before Sarah's last known location. The police theorized a swift abduction, but without any other evidence, the case went cold, leaving behind only questions and a pervasive sense of unease. These cases share disturbing commonalities. They often occur in isolated, heavily wooded areas, far from human habitation. The disappearances are sudden, often without any signs of a struggle or conventional foul play. Victims seem to vanish into thin air, leaving behind an unsettling void. The patterns are subtle but persistent: a preference for remote wilderness, often during twilight hours or under a full moon, and a chilling lack of traditional evidence. It's as if the victims were simply taken. When we talk about evidence for something as elusive as the Dogman, we're often dealing with fragments, anomalies, and the chilling testimony of those who have glimpsed the impossible. Physical evidence, in the traditional sense, is scarce, yet the clues that do emerge are profoundly unsettling and defy conventional explanation. They paint a picture of a predator unlike any known to science. Consider the footprints. In several missing persons investigations, particularly in the Pacific Northwest and the Midwest, search teams have reported finding massive, bipedal tracks. These aren't bear prints, nor are they human. They possess distinct canine characteristics: claws, paw pads, but are shaped for upright locomotion, often measuring 14 to 18 inches long. They appear suddenly, sometimes leading into dense undergrowth where no human could easily pass, and then vanish just as abruptly, as if the creature simply dematerialized. These prints are often found near the last known location of a vanished individual, a silent, terrifying signature. Then there are the auditory anomalies. Numerous reports from remote areas speak of unearthly howls and growls, sounds that resonate with primal fear. These aren't the howls of wolves or coyotes. They are deeper, more guttural, and imbued with an intelligence that chills listeners to the bone. Some amateur researchers have captured distorted audio recordings from wilderness areas, featuring these inexplicable vocalizations. When analyzed, they often contain frequencies and patterns that don't match any known animal, suggesting a creature with a unique and terrifying vocal range. Could these be the hunting calls of the Dogman, echoing through the night before a disappearance? Eyewitness testimony, while often dismissed, forms a crucial part of this puzzle. Locals living near areas of high disappearance rates frequently report fleeting glimpses of tall, dark figures moving through the woods at incredible speed. They speak of glowing red or yellow eyes peering from the darkness, a musky, foul odor that precedes an encounter, and an overwhelming sense of dread. These aren't isolated incidents. They are recurring themes in communities that have experienced unexplained vanishings. Seasoned hunters and park rangers, individuals not prone to flights of fancy, have recounted terrifying encounters, describing a creature that moves with unnatural stealth and power, a predator that seems to possess an almost supernatural ability to evade capture. Investigators, often baffled by the lack of conventional evidence, sometimes admit to encountering inconsistencies that defy their training. The absence of blood, the lack of a struggle, the way personal items are left behind, these details don't fit typical animal attacks or human foul play. One retired sheriff, speaking off the record, described a case where a hunter's rifle was found leaning against a tree, fully loaded, but the hunter was gone. It was like he just walked away from it, the sheriff mused. But no hunter would ever do that. Not in those woods. These are the details that gnaw at the edges of logic, suggesting a force beyond our current understanding. So, could the Dogman truly be behind these chilling disappearances? The question itself sends shivers down the spine, forcing us to confront the possibility that our world harbors secrets far more terrifying than we imagine. The patterns, the strange evidence, the ancient legends, they all converge on a single unsettling hypothesis. A predatory cryptid, a creature of myth, is actively hunting in our wild places. For cryptid enthusiasts and horror fans, the idea of a flesh and blood dogman is both terrifying and exhilarating. It speaks to a primal fear of the unknown, of being hunted by something that defies our understanding. This isn't just a monster, it's a highly intelligent territorial predator, capable of stealth, cunning, and immense power. Its ability to vanish without a trace, to leave behind only ambiguous clues, suggests a creature perfectly adapted to its environment, a master of the hunt. Perhaps these disappearances are not random acts, but calculated hunts, part of a larger unseen ecosystem of terror. Of course, skeptics offer alternative explanations, grounded in conventional science and human behavior. They point to animal attacks by known predators like bears or cougars, though these rarely result in complete disappearances without a trace of struggle or remains. Human foul play, such as abduction or murder, is always a possibility, but many of these cases lack the typical forensic evidence associated with such crimes. Mental health crises, accidental falls, or getting lost in the wilderness are also cited, yet these explanations often fail to account for the strange tracks, the unearthly sounds, or the sheer, inexplicable suddenness of the vanishings. The sheer volume of unexplained cases, all sharing similar unsettling characteristics, strains the limits of conventional reasoning. But what if the truth lies somewhere in between? What if the dogman is not merely a cryptid, but a relict hominid, a species of bipedal canine that has managed to evade scientific detection for centuries? Or perhaps it's a creature from another dimension, briefly crossing into ours, leaving chaos in its wake. Some folklore fans might even speculate on a more supernatural explanation, a shape-shifting entity, a curse, or a guardian of ancient lands, exacting a terrible toll on those who trespass. The very ambiguity of the evidence allows for a terrifying breadth of speculation, each theory more unsettling than the last. We are left with a profound mystery, a terrifying puzzle with missing pieces. The dogman, whether a physical beast, a supernatural entity, or a manifestation of our deepest fears, remains a chilling possibility. Its shadow looms large over these unsolved disappearances, a silent predatory question mark in the annals of the unexplained. The wilderness holds its secrets close, and some of them are hungry. After 20 hours of digging through these archives, one thing is chillingly clear. Some disappearances defy all conventional explanation. Whether it's the dogman, a relict hominid, or something far more ancient and malevolent, the truth is out there, and it's closer than we think, lurking in the shadows of our own backyards. Don't let these mysteries remain unsolved. If you're a cryptid enthusiast, a mystery lover, or a horror fan who craves the thrill of the unknown, join our investigation. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's continue to uncover the next terrifying truth together. Share your own theories and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be the missing piece to this chilling puzzle. The hunt for answers has just begun.